For a long time, Jack, I've thought that if the West is going to be saved, it's going to be through some kind of a revival. We look at Christian history and God has moved in powerful ways many
Yes, he
times
has.
in the past. And so I've long thought that if we're going to see the West saved, it's going to be through some dramatic revival. And I still hold out hope for that. But more recently, I guess I've seen another avenue that God could use. And in any case, no matter what happens, it's going to be God if the West is saved.
Hold on to that thought because that
Yeah.
I don't want people to skip by what you just said. This is a spiritual battle, and if we're not praying while we're acting, right, it ain't going to happen. And you're right. God is going to surprise us. He always surprises us.
So I think revival is still a very possible, means God will use. But another means I've seen as a possibility rise up in recent years is this younger generation. Like you say, I've written recently both on the US and the UK. I believe it was the New York Times that made the point, or one of the people that were interviewed for an article they wrote, that there's a really strong connection essentially between conservatism. And that's not just like the Republican Party or the GOP or anything like that. It's conservative beliefs, conservative cultural understandings of things like sex and marriage and all of that stuff. That's where there is a sense that there's some spiritual renewal going on in the culture in America. And in the UK, there's similar statistics showing that church attendance and belief in the Bible have essentially spiked again in the younger generation.